And welcome back. Welcome back to Open Your Eyes, and we're moving into our third and final segment for the morning. And we're actually jumping into a season. What? The fifth season of Ahmadiyya Basketball League. That's what we're actually jumping into. We've got the coach, who is Jamel Wagner. He's the coach. We've got Abdullah Dibba, who is a youth leader out of the U.S., Ahmadiyya Basketball League. Welcome. And of course, Naveed Mangla, who is the national president, Ahmadiyya Basketball League here in Belize. I like that. Guys, good morning and welcome. It's so nice to have you in.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for having us.
So we're venturing off into the fifth season, and we've heard so much about it. I got to understand you guys went a little north and you guys did what you had to do. Let's jump on into Ahmadiyya League, Basketball League on a whole. Give us a brief history of it.
So Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat has been established for the last 125 years. We're a denomination of the religion of Islam that basically believes that the long-awaited Messiah has come in the being of Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, who came in India. And now our community is established in about 210 countries plus in the world. And we established here in Belize about 5 years ago.
Okay.
One of our main teachings is that we don't just preach at the mosque, but we like actually showing our teachings by practicing it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's therefore our community is known for doing a lot of humanitarian services. When we newly came here, we went to the authorities, particularly the mayor of the city at that time, Mr. Bradley, and I mentioned that we have different programs running elsewhere. So we're here at your disposal. Instead of we proposing something that might work, that might not work, you tell us what's needed here in your city. Mm-hmm. He said that basketball is big, but the youth organization is missing. So because I was a member of the Ahmadiyya Basketball League myself in Canada, and we have a similar league running in the US also. Right there and then we thought that it'll be good to get started with the Ahmadiyya Basketball League here. So that was 5 years ago. We opened up the league at Bird's Isle with around 8 teams or 10 teams the max. The next 2 years we had maybe up to 12 or 14, but from last 2 years it's gone big because kids from all over the country want to be part of this. And now this year and last year we have 4 teams from Mexico. This year we have 2 from Punta Gorda, 2 from Dangriga. Verde's junior team is coming. Tiger Sharks junior team is coming.
Wow.
But they have junior teams now? Wow.
Yeah, this is becoming like a D league, right?
Nice.
Developmental league. The youth that get ready here, they eventually move on to an EBO.
Yeah.
Right. So by the grace of God, we didn't really expect it at that time that this would be going on, but I guess you can say that we're humble to say that this is the biggest youth league in the country right now.
Yeah. Excellent.
So tell us about what the talent pool is with kids.
Well, the talent pool obviously is crazy. The Ahmadiyya League has not only built up this year and built up. We've also taken talent from out of the league and taken it outside every year. So we've shown that the talent that we have could compete all over the world. Mm-hmm. So we've played in Mexico, we've went to Miami. So the talent pool is crazy. What the Ahmadiyya League does is give them an opportunity to perfect their talent.
Mm-hmm.
So we provide a bunch of games. We're one of the tournaments that provides basically the most games for our athletes. So they'll get like about 16 games, the least.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Is it just playing, or is it also teaching the fundamentals?
What we've incorporated each year now is that we've invited coaches in, and we've taken some of the best coaches to help develop not only the players but the coaching staff as well. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're doing in terms of developing the players and the coaches, because it's one of the weaknesses we saw coming out the league 2 years ago is that we had players and we could see their talent, but we weren't structuring good enough. So we decided that we needed to bring in motivational speakers and coaches to help set up practice plans and so forth. So that's what we do as well.
Wow.
So Abdullah, tell us about your experience in the U.S. How much is it similar to what you're seeing in Belize?
It's as you said, 5 years, but being on the other side, it looks like it's been going on for a long time. Because, you know, the development we see all over Facebook. I mean, he posts stuff, and then when we received them in Miami, that's when, for the first time, we got to interact with them and to see how much this has done to the youth.
Yeah.
And when you speak to them as well, it's not just about the basketball, it's even beyond that.
Yeah.
It's true service in the sense that they say when you stop a kid from, say, drugs or violence, and you just let them wandering around, it's just a matter of time before they go into something else. So when you take something from them, you put something else in their heads. So speaking to these people, they appreciate the fact that, you know, when they move away from something that was not the most favorable for them, now they've been given basketball, something they enjoy, something that's good for their health. Socially, they get to meet more people, they get to travel, and, you know, talk about having a career. So it's more than just the basketball. And in the United States, everyone knows, you know, basketball is huge there, and it's been going on for a while. We have an annual tournament that we also, you know, organize, and last year we were able to invite them to come over. So that's a marriage we want to continue.
Yeah.
And we also have some coaches that have come over, and that's something we want to continue doing, providing, you know, coaches and referees to come and train.
And Abdullah, what are we recognizing about our Belizean-based players? Because one of the things that we could hear about our country is that we might not have the facilities or be out there every day, but we've got natural and raw talent. What have you guys been seeing there in Miami when it comes to our Belizean players?
I'll let him speak more about that as well. But from what we've seen, really, just the fact that these people were able to play up to that level, just after 5 years of a league, shows you how much of a talent it is.
Yeah.
You know, for them to be able to compete neck to neck with people that have pretty much been playing with the best facilities in the United States. Basketball is one of the biggest games.
Training from their
they have
three.
all of it,
Yeah.
since they were kids. And seeing people who have been competing just for 5 years, not the best, you know, facilities, the weather, and, you know, coming to a different country, first time for a lot of them, you have those nerves kicking in, but they're able to push and you know, go all the way to the end. Just tells us a lot that it's very promising, which is why we want to continue, you know, working with them to make this a success.
And Naveed, talk to us about the support mechanisms that are in place, because it's not just putting together a basketball tournament, right?
We are very humbled, and I would say that we're very fortunate to have the support of our coaches that we have here. We look for people that are good role models. So the purpose is not just to educate them in basketball alone, it's more to teach them more of life skills. And if I remember growing up, my principal used to say that if you show me a player on the court, I can tell you how he is in real life. So we're trying to teach them life skills through basketball. Even this year, what we have started is that we have made it mandatory for each team to do 3 hours of community service.
Wow.
So that, you know, they're actually giving. Now it's time that they start giving back to their communities. Coming from outside, I've realized is that our kids are not used to giving back. They're more about what can I do. Just how the behavior is here. That you know, how come I don't have this? How come I don't have that? But it's time that they switch that attitude. Is more about what's my responsibility as a citizen.
Yeah.
What should I do to make the country better? So we're just trying to develop these small skills in these youth. And speaking about the skills of these of our players, to tell you honestly, as organizers, this is our fear, that if we don't have some sort of academy or more skill-based league which can help them on day-to-day training, eventually when we compete in these tournaments outside of Belize, we won't be able to win any games anymore. Because even if you remember in Cancun, when we were playing in finals against Puerto Rico, it was against a club. So those kids are living at these facilities, eating, breathing, and you know, sleeping on basketball. You know what I mean? So if we don't have something similar going on soon, I don't think we will be able to compete at that level. So that's what we're missing here in Belize. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I wanted to ask, because that's important. I know a lot of kids would love to make basketball everything that they do, but because of our expectations from our parents, academics come first. And I want to ask how much you tie in some of the responsibility factors there. Do they have to perform in school? I love that they have community service. That's a great thing to learn early. But what are some of the other things that you ensure that there's balance with the sports that you love, as well as the other responsibilities you have as a teenager?
Well, this is not only are we helping the kids that are going to school. We have already told them that if you have any issues with tuition or whatever, we will go out of our way to help you out. But but you can't leave those kids that are not even going to school at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this league also helps those kids that have nothing else going on, just to have them come out of their house and be part of something positive.
Yeah. And what about the age range? What are we seeing with that?
So the age range for this year, last year we went from U13 to U21, so we had a U13 division, a U17 division, and a U21 division. This year we have changed it a little bit. We're having a U15 division, a U19, and a U23. We're trying to build from what we did last year.
Yeah.
So we're trying to move on. It's not only the divisions though. Now we've taken a little bit farther. Is that we've allowed teams to sign up and they're allowed to bring 12 players, but we're trying to get other kids involved. So we've had kids sign up on Facebook, put in their names, and each team now has to take on 2 of those persons that signed up
Online.
Nice.
online.
That don't have a team already.
That don't
Yeah.
have a team. So we're trying to get everybody involved, and we're trying to find a way to get everybody in this thing.
That's a great initiative. And where do you guys do your practice or play?
So we play at SJC every Sunday. We start at 9 and we go until 4.
What?
Yeah. So every Sunday we're there. We use the 3 courts. It's really the only facility that will be able to host something like this. So we start at 9. The out-district teams, they get to play 2 games every 2 weeks. So when they come in, they'll play 2 games every 2 weeks, and then they switch intermittently. So.
Wow.
And so what is the goal in being able to, what do people win if they're the top team at the end of the league?
I think
You
bragging
gotta-
rights.
Bragging rights? Are they the traveling team? Do they?
Well, yeah, we have taken the best team to travel to Chetumal in the past, but it's basically just a trophy. This time we have we have told them that we will be giving out some cash prizes also. They're very excited about that. But I think we want to push them again towards more about just enjoying life through basketball. Don't worry about whether at the end of the day you're going to win or lose. Just come out and be part of something positive. It's just to unite youth throughout the whole country. The concept is crazy that you have people traveling 5 hours from Punta Gorda just to be part of this league, right? And then they all get together once a week, after what we try to tell them that, look, I'm a Muslim, he's a Christian, our commissioner is Rastafarian, right? You have people from all different backgrounds, but we're getting united through basketball. That's what's more important. So let's enjoy that, because this is something unique.
But of course, and then one of the things I wanted to venture off into was exactly what you mentioned, the religious background and the conversation with parents actually wanting their child to be a part of that.
So this was a problem at the beginning, right?
People thought you were trying to convert the kids?
No, not just that, but before we even get to conversion, it's just the fact that we're Muslims. And then when are you going to bring the bombs or whatever?
I'm happy to know you can laugh at it. It's sad.
It's sad, but the fact is that that's a reality. People do have this fear, and they have the right to have this fear because their main source of media here is whatever they get from CNN and Fox. So I don't blame them, right? So that's why I think it's up to us to prove to them that whatever you see on TV is not the true picture of the religion. Right. So that's why we have to go out of our way to hold different events so we can welcome the youth and their parents to find out what the religion has to offer. Remember, this is 24% of the world's population is Muslims, and I told them that
and it's the fastest growing religion in the world.
Okay.
And now in Latin America as well. But I'm glad that you touched on that. And I was, Abdullah, you probably have a very unique experience as well, working with young people in basketball, especially where there is quite a lot of misconceptions about the Muslim community in the U.S.
Right. Oh yeah, I mean, he mentioned Fox and CNN. That's the
Yeah.
hub. That's where they are. And to be honest, we see that all the time. Not only, originally I come from Africa. I've lived in London for 8 years. Now I've been in the USA. So it's not just America. It's pretty much the whole world.
Yeah.
So what we do as the members of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community is we try to counter that narrative by educating people. A lot of it has to do with being ignorant and closing yourself away from educating yourself.
Yeah.
No one is saying just go on and accept the religion, but just educate yourself about it. What do they have to offer, and be willing to work with them.
Yeah.
Have that tolerance, have that conversation with us, the dialogue. And through basketball and through soccer, so I'm involved in, that's my number one sport, by the way, soccer.
Soccer?
Football, yeah.
Wow.
So
It's
yeah.
called football here.
Football, yeah, that's right. So our community, in the United States, we're involved in that as well. We sponsor teams in African countries as well. Just most recently, we sent like basketball stuff, football stuff, and cleats and balls to a small country in Africa called the Gambia, to Ivory Coast. So we do a lot of this. It's not the first time. So hopefully, this will open avenues for more and more, not only basketball, hopefully in Belize. We'll do more stuff in Belize, hopefully. as
So
well,
next up is the football league.
Maybe.
Naveed is laughing because he's just thinking of how many people will start pressuring for football now.
Yeah, that's right.
No, I think our main focus is to, first of all, to stick to it and then perfect it to where we want to take it.
Yeah.
And that's to take it to the local towns. Also have every town have their own Ahmadiyya Basketball League to get more youth involved in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And you want people to come out and support the kids. Tell us the schedules. You said it's on Sundays.
Yeah, so it's every Sunday at the SJC gym from 9 to 4. We will be having snacks out there, so come on out and enjoy. Each team will be almost each NEBL team will be represented. We have San Pedro, Verdes Junior. There's also a Hurricanes Junior. I'm also the head coach at Hurricanes, so I had to get that in there. So
you got to get those big shot NEBL players to come out to the game too.
That's
to
right,
support the juniors.
definitely.
All right, gentlemen. Well, thank you for coming
so
in and
much.
sharing the details, and we hope that people come on out and support the youths participating in the basketball league.
Thank you so
All
much.
right. We're going to go ahead and take a final break, and when we come back, we'll have our wrap up, so stay tuned.